Good morning, all. So today, what we are here for the DevOps kind of demo. So DevOps demo, what what is DevOps and what all the tool chains comes under the DevOps and what should be the roadmap if you want to learn a DevOps. What should be the roadmap should be planned. Okay. So first of all, what is DevOps? So what the people you understand what is the meaning of DevOps? Jahid, Rafiq, can you better explore what is DevOps and all? Yeah.
It's operations and development of software lifecycle coming together, facilitating the whole process of software development, testing, orchestration, and all that. So hosting as well. So this is an automated CI pipeline that DevOps facilitate.
Okay. So DevOps people will not be going to do the development. The development will be done by the developers. Okay. And the operations are now the lot of tools are there in the market as a DevOps tools change it. So that using that tools, the DevOps people can automate the things to make that automated deployment and all. Okay. So coming to that, most of the people understand that CI/CD is a DevOps. Some people understand the deployment and deployment and managing the production server operations are the DevOps. But altogether, it's a completely collaboration between the complete development, how the process of the development, after the development will be done by the developer team, right? And the package will be build will be so you need to have a in place of development activity, whatever is happening, it is automated. So you have a CI/CD pipeline, and using that CI/CD pipeline, you achieve what? Continuous integration and continuous delivery. And after that, you need to deploy that package to the production, okay? Production environment, a staging environment automatically. So for that, you need to have an infrastructure, and to build an infrastructure, you need to have, it will take, if you do the manually infrastructure build on the cloud or anywhere, and if you have 100 servers or 50 servers are running, it will take longer time to create the infrastructure. So for that also there are provisioning tools and all are there, which will help you to create the whole infrastructure automatically. And after that, you need to do some deployment, you need to do some configuration management changes, like you need to upgrade the subsystems, softwares, patches and all, so that you can use the configuration management tool. So this all are comes under the dev operations activity, like deployment and on process, as well as monitoring the whole environment. Okay, so how we can monitor that? So using some monitoring tool like SaaS based products like Datadog or Neuralink or something like that, AppDynamic, ServiceNow, or you can do have a Nagios and Prometheus and Grafana. So on-premise tools, you can have a your server, own server, you install everything, and these are the open source. But the SaaS products are paid one. So monitoring tool will be there, logging, centralized logging tools will be there. So in implementing integration of these tools and technology to the environment, so you can get an alert whenever any issues will come. So that all things all together is called as the DevOps. So that collaboration between the operational activity and the development team will be the called as a DevOps. So it's a two terminology. You can see dev means development, ops means operations. Okay. So there is a collaboration between the development and operations and how we can achieve using the DevOps tool sets. Okay. So what definition of that? So there's no specific definitions, but yeah, DevOps represent a change in IT cultures, focusing on rapid IT service delivery through the adoption of agile, lean practices in the context of system-oriented approach. Okay, so what does it mean by agile and lean practices adoption of? So if you just think about that, what does mean by the agile and lean practices and the service delivery through the adoption of? So IT delivery means what? to our customers, those who are our customers, we are working for them. If they want some product, we are working on some product development, and that product development, if some customers are giving a timeline that we need to have this product within a year or within a 2 years, okay. And if you use the waterfall model, the older one, where you will take around 6 months to 1 year to deliver some feature to the customer. Until that time, customer will be waiting for that. So it's a very slow process, waterfall model. So focusing on the rapid IT service delivery, okay, how we can give a faster, we can releases the product to the customer. So that's why the people adopted the agile and lean practices in context of system oriented approach. System oriented approach means what? Like how the system will be, like you need to think about the system first, okay. So if I'm developing application and it's going to be on production, so our development consistent environment should be there. Means development, staging, QA, and the production should be in the same environment. Same environment means what? It should have a like Ubuntu. If the production target server is Ubuntu 16 or Ubuntu 18, then our development environment should be also Ubuntu 18, and the staging as well and the QA. So it will be have a consistent environment. So we can achieve faster deployment. So there will be no issues if it works in the development environment. 100% sure it will be work on the production as well, because it's a consistent environment. So like that system, you have to think about the system approach. So DevOps emphasizes people's and culture that seek to improve collaboration between operations and development team. And DevOps implementation utilize technologies, especially automation tools that leverage an increasingly programmable and dynamic infrastructure from a life cycle perspective. It means what? Whatever the DevOps tools, chainsets are there, right? That will be basically you can use as a programmable and dynamic infrastructure. So you can write a code for the infrastructures, for integration of any tools and all, and to make it will be like you can write for the dynamic infrastructure. Dynamic infrastructure means what? You can increase the number of the servers in the production and decrease as well as per the requirement. So it should be automatically, everything will be dynamic, okay. So as we understand, like in the on the cloud, on if you take few select 10 servers and your customers are only using 8 servers, that's fine. But if your customer someday, like in a month, 2 days, 3 days, your some big billion day or Black Friday sale is going on, and your server required around 100 servers, and only for the 1 or 2 days, right? That sale will be. So that day only your infrastructure should be that you written in such a way like it will be automatically, means dynamically it will increase to the 100 server. It serve all the requests to all the customers, and whenever the Black Friday sale and Big Billion Day sale is over, it will come back to the normal 10 servers. So that's the keep in mind, and you have to develop your write your code. You have to use that tool chain set so you can achieve that thing, and you have to pay for what you used. Okay, so that is what like what are the history, how it will happen. So there are traditional waterfall models, right, where we need to have a first complete requirement and the clear fixed what all the things needs to be done, okay. That is called as SRS, software requirement, right, specifications. And that was, if you remember 15 years back, the people are doing SRS way, the people are taking the talking with the customers and the preparing the documentation and preparing the SRS, and they sound the SOW, right? And after that everything will be finalized, and after that they start doing that documentation, the development, then testing, the QA and everything, and finally they are putting to the testing environment and all, load testing and all, and after that staging environment, and then the production. So it will take around 6 months to 1 year of that time span. And after 1 year the customer is able to see something, okay, what they developed. And after that, if they found something that they are not asked for that things, they want completely, they develop completely different, okay. So again you have to do it from the scratch, okay. So that was the major issue that time, okay, in the waterfall. And the product definition is stable in that time, you do decide. But in case of the agile, okay, model, development model, the people came into that thought of that in 2004 or something, and people, they started thinking about how we can make these things to be like, why do customers should wait for the 1 year and all, right? Why not we can give it to within a month, within a weeks, okay, couple of weeks. So then they started talking about the sprint, and talking about the sprint. Within a sprint they develop some features and they deliver, and they will keep delivering every sprint, okay. So that is the development aspects, okay. And that time will be like development needs to be fast, and keep in mind that development will be very faster, okay. But still there is a problem, like the system operations people are there, right? So those who take the packages after the every 2 weeks, if the package is developed, but still it's need to go to the op- production environment, right? So there are a lot of issues will be there, as people are, operations team are completely isolated, okay, and the development team are completely isolated. They are not doing any collaboration, they are not doing talking every day or something like that in a week as well. And they're completely managed by different managers and all, okay. So there is no collaboration, there is no talk between them. And after the 1 year of development, like every sprint they develop something, right? And they give it to the for the operations, means deployment and all. So operation people take that package and just they simply ask for the documentation how to deploy, and they will go and deploy that, okay. What are the build stage and all, everything they will do, take care of that, and they deploy. And if any issues will be there, they will just blame that the development is not, that the code is not correct, and that's why the issue is coming. So the deployment, so development is finished in within a 2 weeks, okay, in a sprint way, every sprint. But the code is not deployed in every 2 weeks, okay. Means the package whatever we have developed, that is not going to the production. So that was the major issue, okay. Again it taking 1 year, 1 week or 2 weeks to deploy the whatever developed in the first 2 weeks of the week of the month, correct. So development was fast, but it's still like, and the requirement are keep changing, right? Requirements keep changing means what? Whenever any people will say, okay, no, we did not like this, we want some modification and all. So people in agile, like they develop some features, they easily modify. So faster, very faster, they will be able to modify the changes, and they will given that deliver that in agile methodology. Okay. So there are some problem with the development as well as operation people, okay. So always there is a fight between them. So to remove that, people thought of that there is a DevOps approach, okay. So DevOps means development operations approach. So requirement changes frequently in this case. So in the agile methodology, the development changes, so every like maybe the changes will be happening, okay. And changes means what? Like features are changing, some bugs are coming and all, this kind of thing. So people are changing that. So in that case, in the DevOps, development needs to be agile, means every 2 weeks people are delivering something. And operation also needs to be agile, means automatically everything should be deployed on a production in an agile way, okay. So it will be automated and very fast, okay. So how we can achieve that? How we can achieve that? Make the operations activity. So for that purpose, the people started hiring, are doing that DevOps culture in their organizations, okay. Now that's why there's a lot of jobs in the market of DevOps, because they want some such a peoples, those who can take that package, okay, understand how it will be in development environment, how it is running, what all the things that need to be done, and the same thing they will be make it in the staging and production environments, okay. So how that will be that requirement. So and also how the productions, like in operations activities, like how they will create the infrastructure, how they will do the configuration management changes things, and also how they will deploy to that, okay. So everything they will be, that people will be going to be know about that. So how, what are the things are there? So DevOps life cycle, you understand, like, so people wants what, like in their organization there should be a DevOps culture, a DevOps life cycle. It means what? The continuous development, continuous integrations, continuous testing, and continuous deployment and continuous monitoring. It means what? If you see this line, blue plan, so this will be like every like whenever anything will be there, meeting will be happen, what needs to be done, and that is called as a grooming and all, right? So sprint planning and all. So sprint planning, after the grooming, the sprint planning will be there. After the plan, the developers will start writing the code in this blue line. We just look into that. And after that, once the code is done, like they are giving to the build, so continuous build. So whenever they are committing their code and all, that build will be happening every day. Okay. And similarly, the test will be also the unit test cases, integration test cases, and manual test cases, all will be performing in the after the build will be happening, means compilation and all. And after that, once the test will be passed, it will go to the release. Okay. And it will go for the deployment. And after that, people will operate that, okay, deployment, how the it is going to be deployed in which environment and all. And after that, once that will be deployed and operated successfully, then it will be keep monitoring. So continuous development will be happening. Okay. Then continuous integration and test, and then continuous deployment, and then operate and monitor. Continuous monitoring is required. So that will be the DevOps culture. So every organization wants that their infrastructure, their code, everything will be for have continuous development, integration, testing, deployment, and monitoring things. Okay. So these are the things they need to be in place. So how we can achieve that? So let's why DevOps. Okay. So these are the like same what we talk about, like longer life cycles. Okay. In traditional, in DevOps, it will be agile and all we can achieve programming languages. In traditional, most of the people are doing the monolith architectures. Okay. Like MVC and all, where everything will be packaged or something. But in case of DevOps, you can achieve microservice architectures, inconsistent development environment. So different environment for code simulations and production. So you are doing the development in the Windows, but your production is a Ubuntu and all, Linux and all. And but in case of the DevOps, you can achieve using this consistent environment, using that DevOps tool like Vagrant and VirtualBox like that, or Docker right now. So you can have a consistent environment. You are not worry about the environment and all, and you can deploy. Lack of collaborations, so team work on the different models which cause multiple code integration issues. Okay. But in case of DevOps, the it's implies is agile methodology which enforce daily code integration and early detection of issues. Okay. Because of the CI/CD tools, early detection of bug, CI/CD tools change. Because of that, in the traditional, what will do, people will be start integrating the code before the deliveries. If you think about that 15 years back, right, 10 years. So, and longer release cycles, it will take months to years to project releases. Here you are delivering every sprint, okay, weekly or bi-weekly. That depends on the team to team, okay, how they are going to do that. Build infrastructures. So cloud infrastructure built by the using a script are handcrafted with lesser control, okay. And if somebody left that organization who created that, you will not never know to how to create that again, the same thing. But in case of that DevOps approach, DevOps tool chains like infrastructure code like Terraform, cloud formations automate the entire infrastructure build up in a few minutes with more control. Okay. And you can create as many times, okay, because it's a code. Zero downtime. Okay. So deployment of the application and software upgrade patches, there will be deployment will be there because it's have some not in the like tool DevOps tools are there to do the deployment. But in case of this, you can use update or deploy or upgrade the software patches by using the blue, green, or canary or microservice strategy, right? So these are the things you can achieve using the DevOps. Okay. So what are the benefits happened? So this is the Puppet Labs survey which they did in the, I think 2018. So what they achieved, those people who are doing adopted the DevOps cultures, what they are achieving actually. So they are deploying 200 times more frequently than the traditional one, have 3 times lower change failures rate, and recover 24 times faster. Means they can recover 24 times faster if some issues will be there and all. Spend 50% less time on the fixing security issue by addressing the security issues at the every stage of the software development life cycles instead of retrofitting security at the end. And spend 22% less time on the unplanned work and rework. Okay, so suppose new task will become or new changes will be there from the customer, so they need to spend 22% less time than the traditional way. So there are a lot of jobs are there. Okay, and if you see global, I'm talking about global, it's a survey by Stack Overflow, and that is in 2019. Okay, still it is available. If you go and search for the Stack Overflow survey, then you can go for the salaries. So you will see the DevOps especially will be the third position, and the site reliability engineer will be the second, and before that there's a managers only. And if you go to the United States, it's around DevOps will be around 122K. Okay, so if I will take you this, so this is the survey. Okay, yeah, so this is the developer type. I will go to the salaries. Yeah, so salaries you can see DevOps will be 71K. Okay, but if you go to the United States, it will be 122K, and site reliability engineers are 140K. After that, data science, you can see data science 120, and the data engineers 120, developers backend 116 and all. That is in the US case of. Okay, and developer full stack 110. Okay, so these are the like the survey happened, right? So what are the jobs and what are the skill sets are there? Okay, people are looking for. If you go and check, so it is not might be not be available, but yeah. Okay, yeah, here. So what are the things people want that? Okay, so specific responsibility, troubleshooting, fixing the changes, performance in the AWS and Linux infrastructure stacks. Okay, means Linux, you need to understand Linux, how to troubleshoot, build automation tools, provisioning, managing our cloud infrastructures by this EC2, S3, CloudFront, RDS, all these others. Okay, contribute to enhancing the continuous delivery pipelines, CI/CD, proactively seek the opportunity to improve monitoring, alerting, and host. So monitoring tools and all, continuous monitoring. Code script tools collect the visual metrics from the Linux host and JVM applications. So some kind of logging tool and all. Enhance the maintain log collections, processing, and visualization infrastructures. Automate the things. Okay, and write both this. They want more like a front end and back end means complete, and participate periodic on-call rotation for the DevOps. Okay, and what are the things like minimum DevOps and a system admin 3-4 years, in-depth knowledge of Linux and Unix. Okay, memory storage and network, DNS and routing, HA high availability and the load balancing, configuration management tool like CF Engine, Puppet or Chef or Ansible, SQL, NoSQL. You need to understand like what are the databases, what are the types of databases. So we are going to cover the AWS. Okay, databases, build packaging tool like Jenkins and RPM. Okay, high availability load balancing tool like Elastic Load Balancer, HA proxies, monitoring tools like Nagios, Pingdom or similar something. Okay, similar like Prometheus, Grafana and SaaS like Datadog and all. Log management like Logstash, Fluentd, Syslog, Elasticsearch. Okay, ELK stacks and all. And metrics collection like Graphite and all. So it will be basically collect the data and all. And programming level language, some Python or Ruby or some Bash scripting and all. Okay, so these are the like skill sets people are looking for as a DevOps. Okay, so we are going to cover what. So who can like it, this audience, like anyone can learn that. Why? Because why I'm saying, because it's completely new. All the tools and all everything will be uh, written in such a way like you can write it easily. Okay, so that I will show you in the last demo how you can do that. Okay, what are the code written, and it's very easy to learn the code. and you're not going to learn write more than 1,000 lines of code in a project or something. Okay. So what are the like complete, if you think of that, there is you need to have first build, okay, stages like build. First you need to do the build, means CI/CD, then you have to configure, means doing the what are the configuration management tool on the systems level, you need to do that configuration, provisioning and all. Then you need to have a monitor that system, then you have to protect that, okay, then make it secure, all the security thing, compliances and all, and after that you govern that, means you are like it will be keep monitoring and using that. So that are the like life cycle phases of a complete project and all. So what are the DevOps skill sets required? Okay, so on the basis of jobs, what are the job types and people are looking for, I like I created this, what are the skill set required for as a DevOps engineer. So they need to have some OS concept, operating system knowledge, okay, what is Linux, what is Windows and all, and system administration as well. Scripting, okay, so scripting, some scripting like Python, Bash, or some any scripting language. Source code management tool. Source code management tool means what? Like where you can have your code will be present in a separate like repository, in a repository. Okay, so source code management like a Git like GitHub, a Bitbucket, any other tool, GitLab and all. So where you can have a complete source code repository, and that is called a source of truth. It means what people are doing development and all, they cannot make you fool. Okay, manager, they have to commit their code and they have to write the code properly and everything. Then there are CI/CD tools, okay, means continuous integration, continuous build, and continuous delivery tools, continuous deployment tools, and that is the Jenkins and all. Jenkins and what other tools are there? A lot of tools are there in the market. Okay, GoCD is there, and one more is there. So all are like and TeamCity and all, what, and the Microsoft. Okay, so CI/CD tools are there. So Jenkins is open source tool. Okay, then CM tools, configuration management tool like Ansible and all. Okay, you can configure your systems, you can upgrade, you can do that. What exactly? So these tools also you need to know, you have to have a knowledge on that. What am I talking about? These tools and technology you need to understand, and you have to have some lab, like you have some knowledge on that. Okay, provisioning tool. So for what is provisioning tools, you can create your infrastructures and all, build your infrastructures. So Terraform, cloud formations. Monitoring and alerting tools, so you can monitor your infrastructure, and also you can alert if any issues will be there, like monitoring tool like Datadog or New Relic, analytic tool like you have a like PagerDuty or Slack notification channels and all. Okay, logging tools, so like you can have a centralized logging for the developers or any of the, if any issues are there on the productions, and that will be developer level. Okay, so developers can go to the some centralized location, and there they will get the logs. So that will be like ELKR, Splunk. Containerizations, now the coming to the containerizations, so containerization technologies and all, what recently new latest technologies, how you can containerize it. So that will be like your efficient way you can use the infrastructure, and you can deploy your applications and all using the high availability and all. Okay, zero downtime. So microservice architecture, so if you are doing learning the containerizations, then microservice architecture come to into that picture. Then any cloud, any public cloud, it can be AWS, it can be Azure, it can be Google. But right now why I'm preferring AWS, because it's a market leaders and it is capturing the most of the market, and most of the projects are running on the AWS. So you'll get more jobs on the AWS instead of the Azure and all. And some knowledge of the DNS and SSL certificate, what is the meaning of HTTP and HTTPS, and what is domain names and all, how we can assign some domain name to your website and all, that way. So Route 53 and all will come that under that. And then the deployment process, how we are going to deploy that, like what should be like your deployment strategy, like it's a blue-green deployment, or it's a kind of a canary deployment or microservice strategy. So that is a different type of deployment you can do. So that deployments are basically for the zero downtime. You don't have a downtime. You can deploy without any this easily. You can deploy your applications and all. And after that, also you need to have disaster recovery and backup understanding, how you can do the disaster recovery architecture and how you can take the backup of your systems, your applications day to day. Okay, so if something will be goes happen, something will be happened, also you have a backups and all, our disaster recovery in place, so your customer will not facing any issues. Okay, till now any questions, anybody?
We're good.
Okay, so previously if you think about that, uh, 10-15 years back, right? So people are doing mostly manual thing. Okay, and manually, like if they want some software to be installed, I'm giving some example, like if you install some software like Apache or Nginx, something like that, or upgrade something, people do what? Previously people were logging to the consoles like machines and all, and they will do that installation and all, so there is no management present there, right? But in people then started, okay, we can have some script and we can using that script. So still you need to have create some, write as a file, and you have to copy to all the servers, and then you go and deploy it everywhere, right? And that will put on the repository. Okay, but that is also like vulnerable because you are connecting to all the servers, you are running that, executing that one, and that scripts will not run same as everywhere, right? Maybe it's 100 server, so maybe the script will execute 90 servers correctly, but 10 servers it will not work as the same what as expected. So then people thought about like why not have a full, like a full automation kind of thing, like using Terraform or Ansible or something like that, where the scripting combination will be there, and we can achieve like cloud whatever you want, we can achieve easily. So starting from the manual to scripting, now it's a full automation. Okay, so what are the DevOps tools and tools are there? So development in tools, we are going to learn Vagrant and Docker. Okay, how we can develop, make the consistent development environment. So Vagrant and Docker will help us to get that. Okay, we are going to learn both the tools. Then provisioning tool, Terraform and CloudFormation. So Terraform in the DevOps classes and CloudFormation on the AWS. Configuration management tool, Ansible we are going to learn, and Chef Salt Stack, I will give a quick overview on that. Okay, source code management tools like Git and Perforce are there. Like Perforce, instead of that, we can have a GitHub. Okay, so Git will be the tool, and the GitHub will going to learn. Okay, build tools, Maven, we are going to learn how we can build the packages of the Java and all. And because the Node.js, there is no packaging is required, there is no build tools, there are gulp and all will be there, right? So that way you can just do the build. CI/CD tools, Jenkins we are going to learn. Yeah, Circle CI was talking about, it's a paid one. Okay, so Jenkins is a open source tool which we are going to use a continuous integration, continuous delivery and all. And also we are going to like Nexus or JFrog, one of them will be used for the continuous delivery. And system monitoring tools like Datadog we are going to learn, Grafana, and these are the like Consul, New Relic, Nagios, Prometheus, and CloudWatch as there. So we are going to learn Datadog, Grafana, New Relic. Okay, Nagios and Prometheus will touch. Okay, and CloudWatch on the AWS monitoring. Log management, Splunk will do, and ELK and CloudWatch. So we'll try out all. Okay, what exactly it is, how it will be set up. So in a project, we are going to integrate all this thing, all tools for monitoring, for logging purpose and all. Alerting tool, PagerDuty and Slack. Okay, HipChat is now, I think it's acquired by Microsoft, right? HipChat. So PagerDuty for the alerting tools, as we are going to learn, and also as well like this Slack. So whenever any issues will be there, we'll get the notifications. And containers like Docker and Kubernetes, and the cloud AWS, which we need to be learned. Okay, so Docker and this, and in the Kubernetes, like we are going to learn Helm chart and all, everything. Okay, so these are the like tools we are going to learn in the DevOps. So what are the like syllabus if we talk about, I already shared. So DevOps overview and tool chain set. So initial class, what we set install software need to be installed and all. Then starting with the system administration and the scripting, basic scripting, bash and all. Okay. So this is my Slack channel where I will ask everyone to have this. Okay. So this will be like, yeah. So this is the like Slack channel where we can have a notification for GitHub build and all everything. So we'll integrate that whenever we are going to learn and how to integrate this tool to the our development. Like if any code will be committed to the code repository, so build is started in the Jenkins and also we'll get that notification. Okay. So Jenkins, how we can integrate Slack and all, we will do that. So this is the like we will go in the full fledged like in the real time scenarios and all learning labs will be like real time. Okay, how we do in the office, organizations. So source code management tool like a Git and GitHub, then CI/CD tools, Jenkins, infrastructure as a code like Packer and Terraform, configuration Ansible, monitoring tools and logging tools, then containerizations, DevOps deployment best practices and projects. So I give two projects and like one without microservice and with microservice, means Docker and Kubernetes one project, and without Docker and Kubernetes one project, and in between that there are small project of the Terraform, Ansible and all will be there. Okay. So DevOps, like Facebook uses the DevOps use cases. How? So previously without DevOps, what they do, like whatever the releases happen, they are completely releasing to all over the world, and if any issues will be there, they will have to roll back. So complete whole world is impacted. Instead of that, using the canary deployment kind of thing, like few set of the like the people like in the some specific reasons, they will start continuous monitoring and all continuous integration. They delivering the feature on the few people instead of everyone. Okay. And that will like whenever everything will be there, if any issues will be there, bugs and all, they will roll back that things. So they will be like what they are doing. Once that feature will be successfully deployed and it is working fine, then they will deploy to the all over the world. Okay. So let's have a demo. Okay. So what we are going to like, so I will show you this what Terraform code. Okay. Let me open that. How it looks like Terraform. One minute. Yeah. So this is what like you can see simple Terraform code, okay? And what exactly it is, like you can see, this is the Terraform file which contains the .tf extension, okay? So what exactly this Terraform is, what like, so you can see in this is written in a simple language called this, right? Uh, it's a JSON format, right? And but it's exactly a what? It's a SCL language, their own specific language, okay? But look like a JSON, okay? So this is the curly braces starts and ends here. So provider, you need to choose a provider. You want which cloud? So AWS or Google and all. You can decide, okay? You can write, and which reason you want to deploy that, okay, server, and the profile, and what are the things you are going to create, okay? So I'm going to launch a one instance, okay? I give a name like EC2 server of the name of that resource, and I use AMI. So AMI means what? Image. What type of instance I'm going to launch? So it's a small type. This comes under the free tier, and I'm going to use a key AWS demo on that, okay? And the count, 2 servers going to be launched in this case, and I'm giving the name as a EC2 server 1 and 2, okay? So you can run here also. Let me, so I'm using, I have a Windows like Ubuntu servers, okay? So let me go there. So this is what like a location, okay? This is the file where my this file is present. So if I have a cat, you can see the same code, okay? Same code is here. So now first we need to run Terraform, okay? Init. So Terraform init will do what? Like basically it will download the library, what provider you are going to use. So AWS library, if you're using the AWS, then it will basically doing that successfully. It is the provider AWS version is downloaded, okay? So it is initialized. After that, you can go ahead and run Terraform apply, okay? So Terraform apply will say what? So this is the command. So you need to install that Terraform, and you need to configure your AWS keys, okay, on that machine, okay, this laptop. So I already configured AWS keys, access key, secret key, and I installed AWS CLI tool. So that's why like it is coming now. Now you can see in the plan it is saying 2 to add, means 2 resources going to be add, because I given a 2 servers to be launched, okay? Let me open my this, okay? Let me small this, okay?
I have a question here,
Yeah,
Vinod.
yeah, tell me.
So this Terraform, where is it located?
Where is located? Okay,
Yes, I
so
understand
mhm.
you have an Ubuntu server and you
No,
are
no, no, not Ubuntu server. My laptop is a have a, I'm using as a Ubuntu. This is my laptop, okay?
okay. The
This is,
operating system is Ubuntu.
yes, our operating
Okay,
system is Ubuntu.
okay,
I'm not never using like Windows. I don't like that.
okay.
Okay.
So from Ubuntu's, you are
It's a command
opening
line
your
tool.
shell, right? You're
Uh,
opening a shell,
no,
and
I'm,
where is this
yeah.
Terraform is the service is being hosted? Is it
Okay.
running on your machine or?
It's running on a machine. It's a, like a software. How
Okay,
like a tool, any tool you are installing, right? Like Python.
got it.
Just example like a Python. Just think about the Python, how you use that, access the Python and all, right? So same way, I install the Terraform here. Now I'm able to run the commands. Whatever the Terraform command you're able to see, that all are because of I installed already. Okay. So now this is, as you can see, this is going to create 2 resources here, and with the name of like the zero index and all, and using this AMI and all. And which reason this is? So this is the reason on the US East, right? In the code I mentioned US East 1, right? US East 1 means what? Let me change it. So US East 1, this is the US East 1, North
Yeah,
Virginia. So I'm going to North Virginia, and there I will go to the EC2 console, and I'm checking like what all the servers are running. So right now running instances, there are 0. Okay, so no servers are running right now. You can see whatever that is stop listed, so leave it. Okay, so no servers are running here, and I need to check the key pair what I mentioned, AWS demo, it is there or not. So I'll just let me check once.
That's the
Else it will
secure
be,
key that you create and keep
yes.
it
So
privately on your machine. And okay.
yeah, you can generate a SSH key in your laptop and you can upload there, or you can key it directly from here as well, and you'll get a private key. So that the things we'll learn in the AWS EC2 classes. Okay. So now I'm going to just pass that. Yes, I want to create that. Okay.
So your script is okay. So
Yeah,
your script is trying to spin up a
two
an
servers.
instance, two servers.
Yeah,
Okay.
two instances on AWS, and with the code you can see that how much code I written. Barely
Just
it's
two
a,
line.
yeah, it's just a
Just yeah.
10 lines of code or 15 lines of code, right? Not much, and everything is like it is going to do that. So just let me enter this. Okay, enter a value, yes, because you need to approve it in Terraform always. Once you approve, now you're able to see AWS EC2 server is going to creating, right, this. And if you refresh here on your this, now you can see EC2 server 0 and 1, it is in pending state. Now it's started creating. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Terraform is giving you facilitating this from your local machine, but you
Mhm.
also can do it from being logged into the AWS and from the GUI part as well. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
You okay? So you can do it. What, like, now you can see these two instances are created already. Now how much time it will take? It will take
Yeah.
very long,
Correct.
very small time, right?
Yeah.
And but if you want to configure all these things, okay, from this, so you can do launch the instance like this way also from the GUI
Correct.
management console. Now you have to choose the AMI, okay, which we passed through the code. In the code, which we pass that AMI information here. Okay,
Correct.
so you have to write code once, and you can execute as many as time. Okay, but in case of this GUI, you have to go to every time. You have to select the things. Okay,
Mhm.
you have to select the type, this T2 micro. So I written in that, right? Same.
Okay.
What is that instance type? It's a T2 micro. So
Did you
instance type,
specify operating systems like Red Hat or what is it? No.
so instance type,
The operating system of the instance
yeah. So this is
on
the
your script.
on the choose a, okay, on the script. So on the script you have to choose the AMI, which AMI you are going to use that.
Okay.
So in the choose AMI, you can see you can have a Amazon Linux, you have a Red Hat. If you want Ubuntu, then you have to use this AMI ID. This is the AMI ID.
I got it. Okay. Makes sense now.
You can
Okay.
take that. You just take that AMI ID here and you use it.
You
Okay.
specified that there.
Yeah.
So 631 is probably what,
Probably if you
Amazon
want,
Linux.
you can just search it.
Change it. I got it.
You just copy that and you can go here and search it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not took because it's okay. You just go here and you can search it for here. Okay. So it is not. So let's have a.
Windows Server.
It should be. It should be
Yeah, something
present.
like that. Okay.
Yeah. Let me take you to the this. So let me cancel it. Okay. So you need to configure everything. If you choose some
Right. Right.
instances, right, you have to configure instance type, configure instances, means all networking and all. So you need to, again, storage and all everything. But you can manually. So if you want 10 servers, then you have to do 10 times this one, right?
Correct.
But in case of this writing a code, you can write once and you can put into the GitHub, and in your team member, if you have 100 people, they can access that and they can do that, right? They can execute. So that is the benefit of that IAC, means infrastructure as a code tool. Okay, so that's why everything should be written in the code. And now you can see these two servers are up and running, and now we can go and install some softwares there and all. So let me show you how AMI we can search. So this is the AMI, and here you can see this is the owned by me. If you click on that public, okay, and search for that AMI, definitely you'll get that. Yeah. Now I
Ubuntu.
search with this one. It is a Ubuntu 16. If you go and see, this is the Genial. So it's a Ubuntu 16, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So this is a public AMI, which is launched on the 2017, created on the March 2017. So now we have a AWS 2 servers up and running, okay, 2 servers up and running, and we can connect to this server and install some software. So we can have a public IP. When you select that in the description section, you can get that public IP, and you can always connect to your machines always with the public IP. Okay, so I'm
Correct.
going to connect that. So this is the terminal. Okay, so terminal will be always good to have a connection like SSH command and all. So my keys are present on the download folder. So what command is there to connect? SSH -I, and what is that? AWS demo dot pem file. Okay, so pem file, and then the username Ubuntu @ what is my public IP. Okay, correct. So I'm going to connect this machine. So you can see I'm able to connect this machine, right? This is the private IP. This is the host name basically, and which is the same as the private IP. You can see down the private IPs 175, 176, right? The same, the same. And now let's put that this one, right? This IP, okay?
From
So
internet.
on internet, this public IP, and nothing is hosted, means nothing is installed on this server. So let's install some software very faster and we'll check. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm making first a sudo su. Okay, so I'm become a root user. Okay, so I have a control on that server complete. I'm on like, after that I'm running apt get update. Okay, so whatever the latest softwares will be there, they will download it and install it. Okay, so all the software will be updated person. Correct. Now that's fine, it's done. Now I'm going to install Apache. So apt get install Apache 2. Okay, now you can see, now it is going to install. Okay, so let's check the service, it is up and running or not. So service Apache, so these are the commands, Linux commands, which we are going to learn in the Linux administration classes. Okay, so don't worry about that, what I'm running, how I'm connecting. So you can see now this is active and running. Okay, so if you try again, it is not connecting. Oh, it's connected. Oh, fine.
Yeah, is it?
Is it because which key pair, like security group they are using? Let me check. Because security group default, okay, in security group for default, I make that inbound policy, means firewall rule. If we go to the firewall rule, let me go to the firewall rule, it's all traffic, means anyone can connect. Okay,
Yeah.
so this HTTP port is 80, okay, enabled, or all traffic. It means if I remove this all traffic and change it to right, it will not be accessible. So that will be learning in the AWS. Okay, if I remove all these rules, okay, everything, I'm going to remove the firewall, and I'm making only what? SSH, means I can connect to that 22 port. Okay, and I will make it public. So save the rule. So after that, after the changing that firewall, so only 22 port will be able to work on that. So if I again reload this page, it will be not going to load it. Okay, you can see it is moving. So it will give you that. So it will not give you that because it is not accessible, because firewall is blocking. Still the software is installed on the server, but you are not able to access that. Okay, if I take that page again and in the different browser, so it will be keep revolving and will say the page is not, it's not working. So they are trying to access, but it's still not. Okay, so this is the firewall. So I can again go and change it, the firewall rule, and I will change it to make it all traffic, and instead of that I will make anywhere, means all the like request coming from the IPv4 address and the IPv6 addresses, it will again going to load it. Okay. So this is how like we can install the servers and all, right? On the some softwares we can install. You can see now it is loaded, both our pages. Okay. But in case of the another machine which we have this one, server one, which have a public IP, if you try to access, will not be able to do that still, right? Correct. So we can install something again and we can get that. Okay. So that is what like you can install it, you can configure. So right now I installed the things manually, but in future when we are going to learn that DevOps tools like Ansible and all, we are going to automate the things using that. So we are not going to to install the softwares or upgrade manually. Using the Ansible, we are going to do that. So that will be also written up this way. Got it? So after that, now your infrastructure is created, right? So right now, just think you are looking into that only EC2 servers are created, but AWS have this many services. Okay. So computing, they have a EC2, Lightsail, Lambda, Batch, Elastic Beanstalk server and all. Storage S3, EFS and Glaciers, database, this many, all this many services, right? Now you want to create everything in one shot, like complete orchestration. Means you have a production infrastructure where you have a network, means VPC, you have in that network you have a subnets, you have a NAT gateway for the internet access and all, you have an internet gateway, you have VPN connections, this kind of thing, and you have to launch 100,000 servers in the between that, and you have a Route 53, you have a storage attached, you have a database connected, RDS and all. So how you can do that? So you have to go to each and every services, right, manually, right, from here. If I want to have a RDS, then I have to go to that RDS, then I have to create here, then I have to configure there and here, right? Instead of that, if you write in a code, everything you write in a code here, and you just execute running the command terraform apply, okay, everything will be created. Okay. And how this everything is created, right? You can also destroy it, means whenever you want, I don't need that, right? Or maybe blue-green deployment strategy, right? I launched new server set of environment, and I deployed there, and whatever the older one I want to completely destroy. So you can just run terraform and destroy. Okay. If you run this command, it is going to be destroy everything whatever written in the code, whatever they created. Okay. So they know that is a state file. Okay. So everything is written in here, the state file. What are the server informations, what is the AMI ID, what is that EC2 instance IPs and all, everything. So it's a state file, means stateless, stateful. Okay. So Terraform is a stateful. You can see now it is going to be red color. Before it was a green color, so going to be destroyed. So I need to just give the permission, yes. Okay, approve it. Once I'm going to just give a approval, right? And if you go and see on EC2 dashboard, if you go here and see, refresh it, whatever the two servers are running, it is going to be destroy mode. So now you can see shutting down, both are. And I did not execute it from this console. Everything I am trying from here, right? I'm doing from here. So whatever, how it is doing, right? So just think of that, if you use 10 services of AWS, and if you want to remove all, you have to go to each services and you have to destroy it. Okay, you have to go here, then destroy it. Then you have to go to the other services. Like if you have a S3 buckets and all, you need to go to there, and again you have to delete it, right? So that's the benefit of the Terraform, this kind of tool. Okay, so that way you can have a like more code where you can automate everything and you can have a flexibility of that. Right now you can see terminated, correct? And this is my old one which is in stop state, and these are the terminated going. And you can see if your console, if you see here, destroyed, completed, so two destroyed, you can see. So that's all, like kind of overview you got it. What is DevOps, right? Now you have a questions. Sorry.